Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 2021 Orientation Mentor Info Session. We're so glad you're interested in this role. Just a quick note before we get started, go ahead and go back and watch the intro to the leadership application process video if you haven't done that yet, just to get some context for how this process will work. But we want to welcome you, and we're grateful that you're interested in this orientation position. This is such an impactful program for our incoming students, and the orientation mentors are a huge part of that. And so we're excited to get this process started, and we're glad that you're interested in it. I want to start us out by introducing you all to our core team, who's going to be really doing a ton of our programming and the help and putting this orientation on. And so we have our orientation coordinators. There are 6 of them, and they're really going to be leading the way in the programming and the things that that orientation looks like. And so I'll have them all turn on their videos, but I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Tara Hollis. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Assistant Director of New Student and Transition Programs. I'm in my 4th week. I just started, but I'm so excited to start doing this orientation with you all. And then Ashley, I'll let you take it away.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I use she, her pronouns.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm really excited to start working with you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mona, and I also use she, her pronouns, and I'm also really excited to start working with you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Victoria. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you all.
Hello, I'm Addison. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm excited for the summer.
Hi, my name is Alice, and I also use she, her pronouns. I'm super excited to be working with you guys.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. And you'll notice Dean Shante Brown there. She's the Dean of First-Year Students, and she is also going to be helping with the programming. But with that said, we'll let Mona go ahead and take it away.
All right, so I'm just going to give a quick overview of what this position looks like. So there are 3 main goals. So it's mentoring, executing, and partnering. But the main goal for OM's total is just to support new students in their transition to college in Wellesley itself. If you are interested in supervising a special population group, as you can see on the screen, just let us know and we can pair you up with that group. And the supervision of OMs are by the orientation coordinator, so us 6, the Dean of First-Year Students, Dean Shante Brown, and the Assistant Director of New Student and Transition Programs, which is Tara Hollis. So here's a visual way to think about the leadership structure. Again, Dean Shante Brown and Tara Hollis will look over us 6 orientation coordinators. And then once summer rolls around, each of us orientation coordinators will supervise 10 orientation mentors. And each of those 10 orientation mentors will have about 10 students in their orientation mentor group. And I'll pass it along to Alice.
So you're probably wondering at this point what OMs need to do and when they need to do it. So here's a brief overview on how things are going to look like for the next couple of months. I'll just highlight a few things that are not mentioned in this slide. So if an OM is not able to make it to the training sessions due to various time zones, we will be recording it for them. So please don't worry about this, international students. The weekly check-in can be a good time to answer any questions or any concern, and the core team will be updating you on orientation details throughout the summer so you can share that information with your mentor group. And then starting from August, things will get a little busy and we expect you to commit more time to be on top of things. So the weekly check-in are a good time to respond to messages or hosting weekly Zoom sessions, and then there's also the bi-weekly virtual social event. We will also be assisting students with course registration and related processes during virtual orientation, and don't worry if you don't know how to do these things because training will be provided to you guys. We may request information from you that requires a timely response, hopefully within 3 days, so try to be responsive. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
All right, everyone. So I will be sharing the OM timeline and responsibilities for the fall. So to go over the timeline, you will be arriving on campus 2 weeks before classes start. This could likely change, but we want to make sure that we're allocating time for quarantining if that's necessary. We have a couple of important dates listed here: International and Domestic Move-In Day, orientation programming dates, But these are still not totally confirmed. Once the OMs are hired, we will share more detailed information on the timeline as we get it set in stone over time. So in terms of responsibilities, you will have 4 major responsibilities in the fall. The first being participating in student leader trainings. We'll be doing virtual for all things virtual orientation and doing in-person leadership trainings before actual orientation begins. Your second responsibility is welcoming new students and families to campus on move-in dates. And this can range from guiding traffic to leading move-in activities as new students arrive. Thirdly, as an OM, you will have to help with new student orientation programming. This includes helping out with setup, cleanup, participating, and leading orientation events. And your fourth and last major responsibility is supporting your own orientation and mentor group. This happens in different ways, including preparing for and facilitating OM group meetings and discussions, getting to know and accompanying new students to campus programs, and lastly, encouraging mentees to attend different events during their orientation, as well as getting engaged with resources that will help support their experience as a first year. So that's it for me, and I will pass it along to Addison.
Thank you. Okay, so what I can provide you guys with is a tentative orientation schedule. Like everything is nowadays, tentative, but it's nice to have something on paper with dates. So once we notify you that you've been selected for the role, we'll provide additional information regarding the orientation schedule and move-in information, but this is a tentative schedule. So if you want to get your phone out, take a picture, have it in your mind, have it in your camera roll, whatever, go ahead and do that. I'll tell you a joke. Well, while you're getting your phone out, I mean, it's probably right next to you, but this is my brother's joke from his childhood. It's, can bees fly in the rain? I'll give you a second. Not without their little yellow jackets. Sorry about that. Anyway, you probably have taken a photo by now, so we can head to the next slide. Just want to talk about OM qualifications. So eligibility is for rising sophomores, juniors, seniors. If you're watching this video, I bet you're eligible. And so orientation mentors should have a thorough knowledge of Wellesley's campus. If you haven't been to campus, I know this year's been kind of weird and crazy. We'll figure out a way to get you acquainted with it. We can use pictures, maps, whatever it is, we can make it happen if you haven't been there. But more importantly is an understanding of the college culture and a positive attitude and excitement about Wellesley. OM should have a strong sense of self, clear enthusiasm for this opportunity, and demonstrated punctuality, responsibility, creativity, and the ability to follow through on whatever task it may be. The ideal candidate will have a demonstrated commitment to the mission of the college with the desire to work with other student leaders to promote learning and growth among new students. It's good to be a great communicator, be collaborative. You want to learn new skills, be creative. And if you're funny, that's great. Have a sense of humor. That'll help us along the way. Candidates must be available for the timeline that we've provided. So in the last photo and the photo before that, and be living on campus during the fall 2021 semester to fulfill all the responsibilities that are detailed above. Students must be in good academic and disciplinary standing in accordance with the Wellesley Student Handbook. More information is at that link. I don't really know where I am on the screen, but it's somewhere there. And that the final thing is that's very important is that the Office of Dean of the first year students and new student orientation programs are committed to equity, diversity, and inclusion and encourage students from all backgrounds to apply. So I'll send it over to Tara.
Awesome. Thanks, Addison. Hey, so the orientation mentor position has a lot of benefits to it. It is a volunteer leadership position, but there are so many things that you can gain from it. One is that you will be a highly visible person on campus. And so you're going to be able to meet faculty, staff, work with parents. All of those things are great to be able to be part of this community. And then in addition, there's gonna be tons of opportunity to get leadership experience, grow in your communication and team building and team dynamics. And so if that's something that you wanna continue to build on, this role is gonna really help you do that. Some additional perks that you get just by being part of this important role, you get some free swag. So when you, anything that we make, t-shirts, hats, whatever it is, you will get to have that for free. We pay for your meals throughout the whole program when we ask you to be here. We also will be giving out free supplies for crafting for programming. And so if you have any of those left over, those are yours to keep. So you can see on there the many ways that this role can help enhance your life. I will say one last thing about the benefits of it is that this role actually ends when orientation ends, at least our expectations of you. Our hope is that you have formed important relationships with our incoming students and that those relationships continue to go on throughout the year. But our expectation of you ends when the year begins, basically. And so that frees up your time to be able to pursue other things, internships, be part of a lot of organizations, et cetera. And so it's a great way to contribute to this community and then also be able to do some other things as the year goes on. So that's a valuable part of this role. So I'm going to hand it off actually now to two of our orientation coordinators that are going to tell you about their OM experience and why this was impactful for them.
Yeah, so my OM was very communicative and welcoming. She gave us her Instagram and told us we could message her at any time. I did text her for help because I was confused about like the date of my move-in, and she connected me with her old roommate who also came from Hong Kong, and they both helped me. There was a card pinned on my door just telling me it was going to be okay, which was really sweet. And once we were all out of quarantine, she took my group on a personalized tour of Wellesley campus. My OM definitely made the transition into college less terrifying, if not because of the information she provided. It was because she was such like a warm, welcoming person. And I knew that I could like impromptu FaceTime her if I were lost on campus. I think it's super important for new students to have someone older, more established, to guide them through the unfamiliar first few weeks and introduce them to the social network of Wellesley. And you can be this person for someone. I'll pass it on to Victoria.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say I absolutely 100% echo everything that Ashley said. I think being an OM is so important for new students. It really helps them. And I know this because I'm speaking from experience. My own OM was such a wonderful support throughout my transition to college. Personally speaking, transitioning to college in the midst of a pandemic was really difficult for me, but she was there for me throughout the summer. She put me in contact with an e-board member of a club that I was interested in joining, and that really made joining the club much more approachable as I was able to learn more about the club and the members. And when I came to campus, she pinned a sweet little note just welcoming me to campus. And then we met up later with her and my OM group. And overall, it really helped to ease the transition as I was kind of able to meet new people through my OM group. And she really just made everything a lot easier to transition as opposed to me going about it by myself. So it was really an impactful thing for me to have in transitioning to Wellesley. And I will pass it back to Tara.
Perfect. Thank you too for sharing. Hey, so this is about the end of our presentation, but we want to make sure you understand the application and selection timeline. So there's the dates right there. A couple of things I want to highlight is April 4 is when these applications close. That is a hard date at midnight. And so if you don't apply by then we won't be able to consider you. So please make sure that you get your application in as soon as possible if you're interested. We're going to be doing orientation mentor interviews the 5th through the 10th. And so be looking out for those. They are 15 minutes, so they're super quick. So bring your A game, and we're looking forward to connecting with you. The last piece is that the 16th, we are going to be sending out offer letters, but we recognize that many of you may get multiple offers from leadership positions. And so we're going to give you a week. All of the positions are giving you all a week to sort of decide what roles that you would like to be a part of. And then by the 23rd, we're going to be asking for a final decision from you. So just keep those things in mind. Make sure your resume is prepared. And we are so looking forward to connecting with you. If you have any additional questions, you can email orientation@wellesley.edu, and we would be happy to answer those questions. So thank you all, and have a great rest of your day.